This is ABC 7 News at noon. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping our news today at noon, a Manatee County jury must decide between life behind bars or death for convicted triple murderer Andres Avalos. Friday and Saturday, the same jury took 13 hours to find him guilty in the 2014 death of his wife Amber, her friend Denise Potter, and her pastor James Tripp Battle. ABC 7's Ray Collins joins us from outside the Manatee County Judicial Center this afternoon with the latest in the case. Ray?
Scott, this is the sentencing phase, and today both the state and the defense bring in respective friends and supporters and experts to plead their respective case, either life or death. Avalos's parents were in the courtroom today, and they spoke about their son. They testified that they had a tough background, a tough marriage, and that their son got into drugs and mental health issues. They were pleading, obviously, for the jury to spare his life and sentence him to life in prison. The state called up the victims' families, including Pastor Battle's widow, Joy Battle, who cried on the stand as she talked about their kid's life now without their father.
Joshua will never truly get to know his father. He was only 3 when Tripp was murdered. Tripp will never throw a ball with Joshua or teach him to play baseball. He will never coach a sports team or watch football on a Saturday with his son.
Now, of course, due to Florida law right now, the jury must have a unanimous verdict. If they don't decide a death unanimously, it becomes life in prison. In light of the fact that it took 13 hours to reach a guilty verdict, some think a death sentence may be unlikely in this case. Right now, the case is on hold. The jury comes back at 2 p.m. and will receive instructions from the judge. They've been told to pack a bag, so this could end today. It could end tomorrow. At this point, nobody knows for sure. Scott, back to you in the studio.
All right, Ray, thank you so much for that update. In other news, friends and family are keeping alive the memory of a teenager who died after getting hit by a car. A memorial service held over the weekend on Siesta Beach for 16-year-old Matt Batchy. The teen passed away from traumatic brain injuries on Wednesday. Batchy was one of 2 victims hit by a car while crossing Siesta Drive more than a week ago. Classmates remember Batchy as someone who was always happy to be around his friends, and they're going to miss that cheerful presence.
It's different because every day I'd leave school, I'd wait for him by the gate, and now it's just I drive home by myself, and it's like I don't have anybody to talk to out of school.
The first thing that brought out all the attention with him was his smile. He was always smiling no matter what.
Batchy died just days before his 17th birthday. The other victim, Erica Ross, is still recovering in the hospital from broken bones and internal bleeding. Both students attended Riverview High School. Her classmates have raised more than $10,000 through a GoFundMe page to cover her medical bills. Developing this afternoon, almost 2 years after the start of construction for a Diverging Diamond project, drivers are finally making their way through that interchange. The Diverging Diamond at University Parkway and I-75 opening just before noon yesterday. It took crews about 10 hours on Sunday to restripe the lanes on University, align signals, and then install new signs. The new interchange is expected to help alleviate congestion in that area. Drivers on University Parkway heading east will temporarily shift to the left side of the road, go underneath the interstate, and then shift back to the right. And drivers heading west will do the same when they have a green light. But some believe the interchange may be a challenge for our temporary residents.
It looks to me like we're going to have some problems when the snowbirds come back because they are not going to be able to understand it, and that's when we'll see some traffic problems.
Sure, they're going to need some practice because it's counterintuitive for a lot of them, I'm sure.
The interchange is the first Diverging Diamond in the state. It's also part of the $74 million project expected to be complete before the World Rowing Championships in September. We'll have more on the Diverging Diamond and how it's affecting traffic coming up in our next half hour. But first, let's get a check on our forecast on this Monday afternoon. Meteorologist John Scalzi joined us. And 1 a.m., man, there was a bolt of lightning that made me jump out of bed practically.
It was busy last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had in some places 2-inch rainfalls. I mean, it really came down in buckets, which was great. I mean, we needed that, and certainly our fire danger indexes have responded accordingly to that little bit of rain.
Yeah,
so
nice.
it's nice to see. But yeah, it came all over the weekend. Actually, it just seemed like the switch was flipped.
Exactly.
Not really in a rainy season pattern yet, especially as we head into the middle part of this week. We'll have very atypical rainy season pattern. We got a cold front coming our way.
Wow.
Yeah, don't normally see that with it. It is kind of late, actually. Late season cold front headed our way. Could be some severe weather we'll talk about in a second. Our Van Wezel webcam started the morning off with a little bit of cloud cover. That cloud cover riding on a general southerly flow. You know, lots of moisture around, plus a little upper level energy combining together to produce the cloud cover and the rain showers that we saw overnight. Then some clearing, which is what we have now. Maybe a little upper level thin cloudiness, but nothing really heavy across the region. We're not looking at a cloudy day. We'll probably have a partly cloudy later afternoon, though, particularly in inland areas as that sea breeze begins to build, but nothing on radar right now, and you can see the clear spot that we're in on satellite. The forecast put about a 30% chance of a rain shower coming early afternoon, I think, and then by later in the afternoon, everything is going to kind of shift inland, well inland, and continue to drift further and further away from the coast. Wednesday could be a big weather day. Let's talk about that in just a few minutes, Scott.
All right, John, we'll see you in a little bit. Thank you. President Trump's first trip overseas as commander-in-chief continues today in Israel. The 9-day tour started in Saudi Arabia over the weekend in the heart of the Islamic world, where the president dramatically shifted from the tough talk heard on the campaign trail to a message of unity before the world's Muslim leaders. ABC's Stephanie Ramos has more.
Today, President Trump is in Israel, hoping to broker what he calls the ultimate deal, Middle East peace. The president and first lady touring one of Christianity's holiest sites and the Western Wall, Judaism's holiest prayer site, while also meeting with the Israeli president. Over the weekend, President Trump kicked off his 9-day overseas trip in Saudi Arabia, the birthplace of Islam. Donald Trump sharing a message of unity to leaders from more than 50 different Muslim nations.
I stand before you as a representative of the American people to deliver a message of friendship and hope and love.
A different tone from President Trump compared to candidate Trump last year when he proposed banning all Muslims from entering the U.S. and portrayed Islam as the enemy.
I think Islam hates us. There's something there there's a tremendous hatred there.
President Trump, however, challenging leaders to step up and defeat terrorists in their nation.
A better future is only possible if your nations drive out the terrorists and drive out the extremists.
But here in Washington, the probe into Russia's meddling in the U.S. presidential election last year continues. Trump's former national security advisor, Michael Flynn, is expected to plead the Fifth Amendment later today and not hand over documents to the Senate panel leading the investigation. General Flynn's lawyer offered to have him testify before Congress in exchange for guaranteed immunity, but the Senate and House Intelligence Committees did not accept his offer. Stephanie Ramos, ABC News, Washington.
Well, what was once the greatest show on earth is no more today. ABC 7's Jacqueline Matter joins us now with details on the Ringling Brothers Circus final show last night in Long Island, New York. Jacqueline?
That's right, Scott. Amidst laughter, hugs, and tears, the Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey Circus received its final standing ovation Sunday night after performing its final show 146 years after it first started. An emotional few hours for those who worked in the circus, many who came from generations of circus performers right here in Sarasota. The parent company of the circus, Feld Entertainment, based in Bradenton, says the reason for closing its doors was due to declining ticket sales and pressure from animal rights groups. But many who came to watch the final performance have been going for years.
The last time I was here, I was 8 years old. I'm 43 now, so I wanted to make sure that, I came out one more time with the kids and, see it for the last time.
It brings such joy to children, such joy through generations, which is what I've been. And to see it end like this, it is very heartbreaking.
Well, as that performance ended, ringmaster Jonathan Lee Iverson spoke to the cheering crowd. He signed off by saying, quote, "Keep the circus alive inside you." Meanwhile, Feld Entertainment CEO Kenneth Feld said that we all have to embrace change. Back to you, Scott.
All right, Jacqueline, thank you. Here on the Suncoast, a group of former circus performers gathered to watch that final performance. The Show Folks of Sarasota is a club founded and run by people who helped build Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey Circus. They hosted a watch party last night, and one man says he was raised by the circus with 2 performer parents and a career as a clown that began back in 1944. Others say just because the Ringling Circus is gone, it does not mean we've lost the Big Top forever. Children in the Sailor Circus continue to perform dazzling and daring acts passed down from Ringling alum like Dolly Jacobs and Pedro Reyes.
You say Ringling, you say Sarasota. You say Sarasota, you say Ringling. You say circus. So there's no chance of the legacy of circus ever fading in Sarasota.
In fact, the Circus Arts Conservatory will take part in this summer's Smithsonian Folklife Festival in Washington, D.C., where the circus's Big Top will be set up right on the National Mall in Washington. Time now to head over to the kitchen and check in with ABC 7 Culinary Director Judy Gallagher for the first time. Judy?
Well, I'm bringing back a simple dish that's a classic in itself, and that's chicken cutlets. Easily dipped in seasoned flour, pan-sear it with some butter and oil, and then I'm going to serve it with some broccolini. The bright zest and flavor of fresh squeezed lemon juice and a little white wine is on the menu today. So stay with me throughout the hour as we cook up some delicious chicken cutlets and some lemon zested broccolini. I'll be back in just a few minutes to show you how. Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now. Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School, serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC 7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee County since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
Drive into Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota and discover big savings during the Drive and Discover event. Come shop the Suncoast's largest selection of new Jeep Wranglers, or stop by today and drive away in a 2017 Jeep Cherokee for just $18,999. And for a limited time, get America's best value, a new Dodge Journey for as little as $15,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate or shop at Goodwill,
I am creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC 7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Coming in with an air temperature now of 85 degrees with lots of sunshine out there. Dew point has remained unchanged throughout the morning, pretty much, coming in at 68 still. It's not a really muggy, thick kind of atmosphere that we have out there, but it's certainly humid enough at 68 to support more showers today, and I think we will see some start to build. We have a south wind. Initially, we're going to catch a sea breeze, turning that wind a little bit more to the west in the next hour or two. And then I think we'll see a southwesterly wind general flow all across the southern Gulf waters begin to develop. And that will reinforce that sea breeze and push it a pretty good distance inland today. All in all, what that means is that with winds coming in off the Gulf, probably won't see a whole lot more in terms of a temperature rise. Probably top it out today around 88, 89 degrees. It's 85 right now in Wauchula, Arcadia at 84, 84 in Myakka, Parrish at 86, 85 in Bradenton. We have in Longboat Key 81 degrees, 85 degrees in Sarasota, as I mentioned, 83 in Venice, 82 in Inglewood, and 84 degrees in Northport. We have a couple of fronts that we are watching on the maps today. The first one is most likely just going to stall out, but it will bring a plentiful amount of rainfall to areas already just saturated in the deep south. I counted 7 states that have some sort of a flood advisory, be it urban flood advisory or small stream lake, that kind of thing. And that will be the case again today. I think they're only going to enhance the difficulties that these southern states are feeling. Texas, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Mississippi, Alabama, North Florida, actually, even Georgia, all in line for seeing some more flooding in urban streams and also in low-lying areas. Now, to the north of that, there's another frontal boundary. It's just kind of in the very beginnings of forming and getting its act together, as it were, called frontogenesis in meteorology. And that means that this is the little baby frontal boundary right now. But later on, as it develops and moves southward, it'll team up with this front, which stalls out over South Florida, and finally give it the push it needs to come through the state. That'll happen on Wednesday. And when that happens, you're going to kind of have a combination of that lift that occurs at the surface with the frontal boundary, upper level winds that will act as something of a vacuum cleaner, pulling up the winds from below, and we're going to have a very warm, moist, humid environment. Those 3 things all added together mean that there will be a chance on Wednesday, particularly Wednesday evening into Thursday morning, for some severe weather across the area. And we're monitoring that very carefully. Right now, the Severe Storm Prediction Center gives that a slight chance. More clouds around later on today, humid southwest wind. A few afternoon storms will be forming mostly in inland areas a little bit later on today. Right now, not a whole lot of action. We had one little area of disturbed weather move on through, then the wind shifted south and that lifted north and kind of mixed away. And right now, there's just not much going on radar, but that will change. We'll continue to monitor that situation for Wednesday. Right now, the main threat seems to be some gusty winds associated with severe thunderstorms, but there could also be some isolated small tornadoes as well somewhere in the state of Florida. We're talking more about that in the next half hour. But it's something to keep in the back of your mind as we refine the forecast into Wednesday. Today, 30% chance of showers. Tomorrow, about the same, mostly inland. Wednesday, a chance of rain, a good chance of rain, some of it heavy for everyone, coastal and inland residents. And then the front comes through and we kind of slice through some of that humidity, Scott, for a little while anyway.
All right. Thank you, John. In health news today, a new and not so pleasant warning from the CDC about a parasite that could be in our pools, and you could be the cause of it. The parasite is called Cryptosporidium. It's called when people who have diarrhea or are recovering from it get into a pool too soon. The parasite can spread when people swallow the contaminated pool water. Symptoms include stomach cramps, nausea, vomiting, and dehydration that could last up to 3 weeks. Crypto is not easily killed and can survive in chlorine water for up to 10 days. No fruit juices for kids under the age of 1. That's according to new guidelines from the American Academy of Pediatrics. Originally, it was advised that parents wait until the age of 6 months to give their children fruit juice. But now parents are encouraged to limit the fruit juice consumption to 4 ounces a day for children ages 1 to 3. The change comes from rising obesity rates and tooth decay. Instead of giving your kids juice, experts suggest giving them fruit instead. And when they are drinking juice, it should be 100% fresh or reconstituted juice and served in a cup and not in a bottle or a box. A fundraiser taking place over the weekend for a Sarasota County Sheriff's deputy who's fighting cancer. Evie's Tavern on Bee Ridge Road sponsoring the V for Kevin Blakey. He's been battling stage 4 lung cancer. The event brought out everyone Blakely has inspired throughout his career. Support very much appreciated by his family.
This is a tribute to how many lives he's touched along the way, and he needs help now, and this is just huge for us. It's very uplifting, and I think it's going to keep us strong for a long time.
Evie's also had a fundraiser last week for the Sarasota Police Foundation. Up next in your Suncoast News, Tom Brady turning his love for cars into a promising business deal, and a heart-stopping moment between a sea lion and a young girl caught on camera. We'll tell you the circumstances that could have triggered such aggressive behavior from the animal.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. AndServices.com, A-N-D Services.com.
The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC7. We're here for you.
When you want to get away from it all, to a place where you can do everything, or nothing at all, surrounded by natural beauty and all the modern amenities you might desire, then you'll want to be here at the Wanna Be Inn on the beautiful shores of Manasota Key, Florida. To plan your escape, log on to wannabein.com.
It's Lincoln's summer sales event here at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKC Sports Utility for $249 per month or 2017 MKZ for $299 per month. We are proud to introduce the newest addition to the Lincoln lineup, the all-new 2017 Lincoln Continental. We have a great selection and ready for immediate delivery. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury, winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Suncoast since 1978. We are located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 1-800-764-8708. That's 1-800-764-8708.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. AndServices.com, A-N-D Services.com.
Cleveland's playoff win streak is over after an unexpected victory by the Boston Celtics. The Cavs had won 13 straight postseason games until Avery Bradley nailed a three-pointer with less than a second left to give the Celtics a 111-108 triumph at Cleveland. The win comes just hours after the Celtics announced their top player is done for the season, Isaiah Thomas being ruled out due to a hip injury that may require surgery. Game 4 is tomorrow in Cleveland, with the Cavs still holding a 2-1 lead in the best-of-7 series. The New York Yankees avoid the sweep at the hands of the Tampa Bay Rays. The Yankees beating the Rays 3-2 at Tropicana Field yesterday. Still, the Rays took 2 out of 3 from the Pinstripes. Yankees' Brett Gardner hitting an 8th-inning home run, his 8th home run, one more than last year's total. And CC Sabathia won consecutive starts for the first time in nearly a year to help the Yankees get the win. The Rays are back home tonight hosting the LA Angels. On the PGA Tour, former Florida Gator Billy Horschel coming away victorious at the AT&T Classic. He parred the first playoff hole after Jason Day missed his 4-foot putt for par. Horschel fired a 1-under-69 on Sunday, including a 60-foot birdie putt right there on number 14. Tom Brady can now add a luxury car maker to his endorsements list. The New England Patriots quarterback is the new face of Aston Martin. He signed a long-term deal with the British luxury car maker. As spokesman, Brady will help develop his own version of Aston Martin's new Vanquish S, which is a 580 horsepower coupe with a base price of about $300,000 and up. He already pitches for companies like Under Armour, UGG boots, and Tag Heuer watches. Brady's first ad with Aston Martin will debut later this year. Let's get back to the kitchen now. Chef Judy making pan chicken cutlet for us today. Judy?
Okay, we're ready to really jump into this. I have some chicken breasts that are already sauteing, and I'll get back to that in a minute. But in this pan over here, I quickly sauteed some sliced mushrooms, just some button mushrooms. Season the mushrooms at the end. If you put the salt in the beginning, it draws all that juice out of the mushrooms. It'll make a runny dish. So now we're going to add just a teeny bit more olive oil, about, I'd say, a teaspoon more, and I have some chopped shallots. That's going to give you that flavor, a little more mild than an onion. I think you're going to really enjoy it. We're going to let that just sweat down a little bit before we come over to the broccolini. Now on broccoli, what you want to do on the broccolini is just take off the lower leaves because they'll be just a little bit bitter, and there's very few on them, and you're going to be just fine to go. If you don't want to saute them, you can actually put them flat on a plate, put in about a teaspoon of water, cover it with some plastic wrap, poke one hole, and you can pop it in the microwave for a minute or two. So while that's starting to come together, let's dip the chicken cutlet. Now, to save on mess, you can buy these already pounded, but I like to go over to the Fresh Market on Tuesdays and get the chicken breasts for $2.99 a pound, and then I can take out any frustrations I have by banging them around with my mallet. Boom, and what I'll do is I will pound them out, then I'll lay them out, and I'll freeze them, and I'll double layer them to freeze them. So the shallots are cooking really well. Let's take in this broccolini now, because I'm just going to saute it in the pan. So again, just making sure there's not too many of the bottom leaves. We can just pull those off as we go. I love this dish because this is what I call the middle of the week dish. It's really simple. It's very flavorful. So we're going to add a little bit of butter. It doesn't make a difference whether it's salted or not. Now, we've already seasoned the flour with salt and pepper, but I'm going to go back over with a little more salt and pepper. And I happen to love garlic salt. It's like that one little guilty pleasure that I have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sprinkle a little bit into the broccoli. The broccoli is going to come up to temperature, and we'll toss that around. Then what we're going to do is we're going to start using some zest of lemon. So let's get some in there with the shallots, the butter, so you can see it's going to be a simple butter sauce. When we come back, I'm going to add the wine, turn the chicken, and lunch is almost made.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
Attention blood clot filter patients. Surgically implanted blood clot filters are potentially life-threatening. Some filters are prone to breaking, resulting in pieces of the filter moving through the body and causing internal bleeding. If you had surgery to implant a blood clot filter, you may be entitled to a cash award, even if you haven't suffered side effects yet. Call the Gold Shield Group now, 888-747-5291, to see if you qualify for a cash award, 888-747-5291.
This is a special health alert for seniors suffering with joint pain. If you have Medicare insurance, you may qualify for high-quality support braces at little or no cost.
I'm thrilled with my knee braces.
Now, there is a simple and proven solution for seniors to get out of pain with state-of-the-art support braces.
I barely feel any pain at all.
Braces for your knees and back, as well as your shoulders and ankles, too.
I'm so happy with the quality of these braces.
Call now, and you could qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost.
I can play ball again, and it doesn't hurt.
And because of my Medicare coverage, it costs me next to nothing.
So call now.
And because I have this red, white, and blue Medicare card, my braces have cost me just about nothing.
It's true. You may get a knee, back, shoulder, and ankle brace at little or no cost.
They qualified me for 2 knee braces and a back brace.
If you have knee or back pain, give them a call. They can help.
1-800-476-8967. 1-800-476-8967.
Come on in, welcome to our pad. Trust me, folks, you're in for a ride. I'm driving, so relax. Unwind, leave your buckets all behind. Get ready to blow your mind. In Beatsville, don't be shy. Come and make the scene. Catch the crazy party inside. The hipsters here are gone. And dig, man, they're on to something big. Yeah, they're gonna flip your wig in Beatsville. Catch the gig in Beatsville.
Why settle for less? Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru is rated the safest and most dependable automotive brand, and all Subaru models with eyesight are a 2017 IIHS top safety pick. Right now, you can lease the most award-winning small SUV, a new Subaru Forester, for just $209 a month, or get 0% financing with complimentary maintenance included. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
Live from our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is ABC 7 News at noon. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Welcome back. Florida's first diverging diamond is now open at University Parkway and I-75, about 3 weeks ahead of schedule. Drivers getting used to the changes at that interchange. ABC 7's Erica Jackson was there when it first opened yesterday and joins us live this afternoon with an update. Erica?
Scott, according to the Florida Highway Patrol, the diverging diamond interchange has been active for 24 hours officially without any reported crashes. But some drivers we spoke to today say the new traffic pattern isn't exactly driver friendly.
I traveled it last week and it was straight through, but this time I paid attention and I liked it. The flow of the traffic is better that way.
Brett Mitchell is celebrating the implementation of the long-awaited diverging diamond interchange. He lives in Bradenton and has been driving through the construction for months. He says his commute to Lakewood Ranch is smoother with the new traffic pattern.
All they do is pay attention to the road.
This reduces the conflict points and the amount of queuing and traffic backup. It actually increases the flow of traffic.
The Florida Department of Transportation says the interchange will have 12 lanes once construction is complete and should accommodate the 73,000 drivers traveling through the intersection daily.
It increases the efficiency now because we have 3 full lanes going through and then 2 lanes that will be making the turns onto the interstate.
But those extra lanes can be confusing. Just ask one of our viewers, Cynthia Harrison.
Oh crap, I want to get over. Can't even get over.
Oh, it's straight. Woo! Traveling on the opposite side of the road is throwing some people off.
When you drive in west to east, you're on the right side, and then you ended up on the left side. So it's a little bit confused.
Drivers on University Parkway heading either direction will shift to the left side of the road as they travel underneath the new I-75 overpass. Some believe not all drivers will be able to handle that technique.
In the area, there's a lot of people that lives here that is in the 70s and 80s, and they maybe get confused.
And now FDOT still has to add new sidewalks, bike lanes, and make changes to the median, but the Florida Department of Transportation hopes to have all of that construction complete by the fall ahead of the World Rowing Championships in September. Reporting live in Sarasota, I'm Erica Jackson. Scott, back to you.
All right, Erica, thank you so much. New this afternoon, flash flood watches are up across a half-dozen states in the south. Areas affected include the Texas Gulf Coast through parts of Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia. Warnings come as heavy rain saturated those areas. A small part of the Florida Panhandle was also under a flash flood watch this morning. But Montgomery, Alabama reportedly had a record-breaking rainfall over the weekend. More than 8 inches fell there. Closer to home, the Raintree wildfire in Northport is nearly out now. The Florida Forestry Service says the fire now 95% contained. It first broke out more than a week ago, burning more than 3,500 acres of land. Crews from Florida and South Carolina are continuing the cleanup process and keeping that fire from sparking back up and spreading any further. Of course, we've had some rain lately that I'm sure has helped a little bit down there in Northport.
I'll bet those fire officials gave out a little yeehaw when those showers started. Yeah, it was a good rainfall. And the thing is, I think today and probably tomorrow as well, we'll see even more rain showers in inland areas.
Okay.
Which is great.
Yeah, we need it too.
Yeah, absolutely. Our area, the coastal regions have responded very nicely to the rainfall that we have had. Coastal Key Casey Key webcam put into motion shows the little bit of cloud cover and showers that we saw building earlier on, giving way to sunshine, just as we have seen in other parts of the coast. And I think that sunshine will be with us through the afternoon hours. Nothing in the way of any radar echoes right now, so that's good news. Glad to see that. Cloud cover kind of at a minimum right along the immediate coast, but we'll see those clouds building in inland areas a little bit later on. 30% chance of showers today, first along the coastline, and then as they move inland, I think they'll become more widespread and they'll become a little bit heavier. I'd put the inland rain chance at about 50% today, and those showers will be moving away from the coast incidentally if you see them off in the distance this afternoon. Otherwise, we're watching Wednesday for the possibility of severe weather, and we'll talk about that in a minute, Scott.
All right, John, thank you. New this afternoon, a tragedy at the University of Maryland. A student is charged with stabbing a young soldier to death. The FBI investigating what officials say was an unprovoked attack that may be racially motivated. ABC's Ariel Reshef has the latest.
We've come upon information within the last 12 hours that concerns us quite a bit with regard to motive.
University of Maryland police and the FBI investigating the gruesome killing of a Bowie State University senior visiting friends in College Park on that fateful night. Authorities now believe 22-year-old Maryland student Sean Christopher Urbanski committed a hate crime. Police discovering Urbanski belonged to a Facebook group called the Alt-Right Nation.
Shows extreme bias against women, Latinos, members of the Jewish faith, and especially African Americans.
Friends of 23-year-old Richard Collins III say they were waiting with him for an Uber around 3 a.m. on Saturday when Urbanski approached, pulled out a knife, and stabbed Collins in the chest. Collins was pronounced dead at a nearby hospital.
He loved his family, he loved people, and he loved God. And we're in shock.
A grim shadow cast over what was supposed to be a celebratory weekend.
We are all in shock.
University of Maryland students and faculty pausing at commencement for a moment of silence to honor the slain soldier. Collins, an active ROTC member just commissioned to the Army Thursday, was set to graduate college this week.
This was a good kid. He was going places.
Bowie State University will hold a vigil for Collins tonight. As for Urbanski, he is set to be arraigned on murder charges this afternoon. Ariel Reshef, ABC News, New York.
In business news, a change of leadership is taking place now at Ford, the company replacing its CEO, Mark Fields, after less than 3 years on the job. Fields worked for Ford for nearly 28 years. He helped lead the company's turnaround a decade ago as president of its Americas division. But he's recently been taking heat from both Ford investors and the company's board of directors. They say he had neither expanded Ford's core business nor pushed ahead with its high-tech developments. Jim Hackett will replace him now as the new CEO at Ford. Sears is adding 30 more stores to its closing list. The chain is already planning to close 150 of its underperforming stores. The only Sears store closing in this latest round of closings in Florida is in Miami. Kmart is also closing 18 of its stores in July. Both store chains are among other traditional retailers like Macy's and JCPenney that are looking for ways to appeal to shoppers who are now making more purchases online. Could you protect yourself from a violent crime? Well, it's more than just locking your doors and installing a home security system. A local self-defense expert is teaching others some moves that anyone at any age or athletic ability could perform to stay safe. And there are 3 key moves you can do at home.
Everyone needs it at every stage of life. You never know. It could be that one time that you walk into your car, someone comes up behind you, and then you wish you took self-defense.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 5, we'll share some basic self-defense techniques that you can use to protect yourself. Let's get back over to the kitchen now and see how lunch is coming along with ABC 7 Culinary Director Judy Gallagher. Judy?
Okay, so take a look at this. I have the shallots and the broccoli cooking up in this pan. Then the chicken cutlets are really nice and brown, lots of flavor. Squeeze in a fair amount of lemon. Now here's the point where you can kind of make it your own dish. Add a teaspoon of mustard, a Dijon mustard if you want, just to bring it that extra bright flavor. And then, of course, what I'm going to do, move that flour out of the way, is now I'm going to add some white wine, okay? Just about a half a cup, 3/4 of a cup. And then we're going to add in 2 more tablespoons of butter. Now, the wine's going to reduce, and then we're going to come over to where the broccoli is, right? So we have this beautiful broccolini. We're going to just kind of lay that on top. We have the lemon juice that's going to give it that tart expression, as I like to say. Get those shallots right in there as well. And then remember I mentioned that we sauteed some mushrooms. Even without using salt, you can see the liquid. So we're just going to scatter this right on top. If you wanted to, if you were not counting carbs, you could certainly serve this with a little angel hair pasta. It will really make it nice and flavorful. But as this just kind of reduces down, I'm going to turn the chicken over one more time to make sure it gets that wine sauce all in it. And I got to tell you, I serve it just like this in the pan. Everybody can just come in and help themselves. A little more zest, and we have a beautiful sauteed chicken with lemon and white wine sauce is ready to go, folks. We'll be back in just a few minutes to take a taste.
If you're trying to balance caring for your mother and being a mother to your children, we can help. It's what we do. Call Granny Nannies today.
A helping hand and a gentle heart.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blog, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
When you want to get away from it all, to a place where you can do everything, or nothing at all, surrounded by natural beauty and all the modern amenities you might desire, then you'll want to be here at the Wannabe Inn on the beautiful shores of Manasota Key, Florida. To plan your escape, log on to wannabeinn.com.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
My dad is my hero, and I wanted to give him a chance to live life and be happy. Granny Nannies has been a huge help. It has contributed to the health and happiness of my dad, for sure.
A helping hand and a gentle heart.
Again, our air temperature coming in mild at 85 degrees. We'll probably top it out today, a few degrees warmer, around 88, 89 degrees, before a sea breeze kicks in, supported by a southwesterly wind flow, and keeps the temperature at about that level. I don't think we'll see any mid-90s today. A south wind right now at about 9 becomes more southwesterly as this high-pressure ridge continues to drift southward toward the Florida Keys as this frontal boundary approaches but stalls out. It's been a focal point for shower and thunderstorm activity and will continue over the course of the afternoon. The second frontal boundary to the north of us begins to sink southward. That frontal boundary will produce eventually some showers and thunderstorms as it sinks southward into our neck of the woods, teams up with this front, and pushes the whole mess through here on Wednesday. It could be some severe weather accompanying that frontal passage, mostly in the form of some large hail, or some moderate hail, I should say, and maybe some gusty winds. Also, the potential for some isolated tornadoes, but not today. Today, more clouds this afternoon. That humid southwest wind begins to develop, and then those afternoon storms focusing mostly in inland areas. Titan radar right now pretty clean after this morning's showers that produced in some locations 2-inch rainfalls. Not a drop of rain falling at the present time. Now, the rains that we have had have caused our fire danger index to respond very quickly in terms of the risk posed by the dry conditions, the dry vegetation and such. With all that rainfall, we have now moved from a very high fire danger in Sarasota County to a low fire danger. So that's good. Now again, These indexes respond very rapidly to soil moisture and to humidity in the atmosphere. So if it dries out again, we go right back up. It has not ended the drought, has nothing to do with superficial waters or aquifer waters, nothing like that. Those take a little while longer to respond. Cloud cover back to the west caused by those shower and thunderstorms, all part of that low pressure area, which will eventually bring us some rainfall. The RPM computer model shows today, mostly light stuff, nothing really heavy, and most of it will be in inland areas early on, pushed toward the other coast. We might get a coastal shower or two, but it's this line that we will continue to monitor very carefully. Right now, the Severe Storm Prediction Center gives us about a 15% chance in central Florida of seeing some kind of severe weather risk in this area outlined in yellow. In addition, some of the precipitation forecasts show right along the west coast of Florida in our area as much as a 2.5 to 3 inch rainfall possible as these storms move through here Wednesday into the evening hours and then into the early hours Thursday morning. So it could be quite a little weather event. It would be nice to have. Also, if you're traveling on Wednesday, there could be some stronger storms up around the Atlanta airport that may give you problems. So you might want to keep that in the back of your mind. Southwest wind coming in at about 10 knots today, 2-foot seas and a light chop on bay and inland waters. And the forecast calls for excellent rain chances on Wednesday into Thursday, decreasing probably Thursday morning or afternoon, depending on the timing of this system. And then we see a little bit of drier air move in, and it should lead to a couple of very nice days indeed with some slightly crisper mornings. Scott?
All right, John, thank you. New at noon, video of a young girl being pulled into the water by a sea lion is going viral on social media. Take a look.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God!
What a scary incident. Happened Saturday in British Columbia, Canada. In the video, the girl seen sitting on the dock and then seconds later pulled into the water by that sea lion. The man standing nearby jumps in to save her. She appears unharmed. Harbor officials say these type of incidents can happen when people feed the animals.
This type of behavior as far as feeding the sea lions happens all the time down here, despite our repeated warnings. But this time, was the first time we've seen a consequence like this and something that could have been a lot more dangerous than it actually was.
The video has been posted on Facebook. It's been viewed more than 800,000 times so far. A man in Ohio wants to let everybody know he is the father and not the babysitter. Jeremy Martin Weber drove his wife to the airport 2 weeks ago for a business trip. He says people always tease him about staying home with their 6 kids, but when someone referred to him as a babysitter, he says that was crossing the line. Weber says parenting is a serious job. He posted his views on Facebook, touching on topics such as who gets the kids to school on time and who picks out their clothes. Both duties, Weber says, he performs when his wife is not in town.
I'm not the babysitter. I'm not just their playmate. I'm their dad, and looking after them and guiding them and caring for them is my responsibility. But it's not anything that I need special praise for or special attention for. If I were to go out of town for a couple of days, she would pick up the slack.
Jeremy's Facebook post about their shared parenting style has gone viral. It's been shared more than 1,000 times so far. Coming up, the trial date for Bill Cosby is getting closer, and some big names stole the show last night at the Billboard Music Awards. We'll have all the details in entertainment news.
Fresh out of the box, the Alfa Romeo won us over. We went in skeptical and left in awe of this gorgeous machine. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess?
You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on the pedal. You get a clean mop head that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 Pick It Up special and get a second spin mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
Celebrate and salute our heroes during the Memorial Day clearance and pay no interest for 48 months with same-day pickup or next-day delivery. This special purchase Florida-styled bedroom group now $5.99 with a matching 3-drawer nightstand free. This special purchase dual reclining sofa now $4.99. And this special purchase Serta-Queen Perfect Sleeper Set now $3.99. Exclusively at the Furniture Warehouse in Sarasota, Bradenton, Venice, Port Charlotte, and Allenton.
Save big. If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $10 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand, with no surprises, and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received J.D. Power Awards for highest customer service. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-457-2317, go online, or visit a Target store today.
It does things that seem impossible. Feeling like it could change direction while airborne. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Well, here we have it. Such a simple dish, but it's something you really want to keep in your catalog of weeknight recipes. Breaded chicken, just flour dip, not breaded chicken cutlets, sauteed in a little oil and butter, sauteed mushrooms, a simple saute broccolini, mushrooms and broccolini, same pan with some shallots. I just finished it off with some zest of lemon, some fresh squeezed lemon juice, and a little fresh dill for garnish, but the dill also marries so well with the white wine that we use to deglaze the pan. If you want this recipe, just log on to mysuncoast.com. Click on dining. We'll have the recipe up within the next hour or two. You'll see the video. You'll see some great restaurants. You can click on their logo and find out what's happening on their menus and so much more. Now, I'll send it back to you while I tuck into some lunch.
All right, Judy, thank you so much. In entertainment news, jury selection begins today in the sexual assault trial against Bill Cosby. The comedian and once beloved TV dad is accused of aggravated indecent assault in the case of a former Temple University employee. She claims Cosby drugged and assaulted her when she visited his home in 2004. He faces now up to 10 years in prison if convicted. Prosecution and the defense will have to agree on 12 jurors and 6 alternates to hear the case. The trial is expected to begin June 5th. Oprah Winfrey inspiring students to seek out their full potential this weekend. The mogul was a keynote speaker for Smith College's commencement ceremonies in Massachusetts. She told graduates to shift their focus to service and the rewards will come.
Know the power of service, that which has been ingrained in you since the day you came to Smith. And that truly is the secret to my success.
One of the graduating students attended the Oprah Winfrey Leadership Academy, which is a boarding school that Winfrey opened in 2007 for poor girls in South Africa. Winfrey was among 5 women who received an honorary degree from the Women's Liberal Arts School. Classic divas taking center stage at last night's Billboard Awards. Cher showing us she still has it, even at 71 years old. The pop legend was awarded this year's Music Icon. And Celine Dion created a wave of emotions when she performed a powerful rendition of her classic #1, My Heart Will Go On. The big winner last night, rapper Drake. He made history by picking up 13 awards. That surpasses Adele's 12 wins back in 2012. At the movies over the weekend, Alien Covenant was a monster hit, chomping its way to first place with an estimated $36 million. In second place, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, just taking in about $35 million, so it was close behind. And then the teen romance, Everything Everything, debuted in third place with about $12 million in ticket sales. Wedding bells for Kate Middleton's younger sister, Pippa, the UK socialite marrying James Matthews on Saturday. The wedding was small and intimate. About 100 guests were invited. But it was Pippa's niece and nephew who stole the show, Princess Charlotte performing flower girl duties and Prince George charmed as a page boy. The Duchess of Cambridge reportedly spent most of the day being mom, keeping the young royals in line. The event is being called the Wedding of the Year in the UK. I guess that's saying something. That's a big one.
That was a big one.
Yeah.
A lot of people waiting for that. I'm sure. I'm sure all of the English citizenry are just tickled to death.
Yes.
Over the whole event.
They love it.
We have again. All eyes are going to be watching Wednesday's forecast and see how that evolves out. Right now, this far out, even the Severe Storm Prediction Center giving a 15% chance of some rough weather somewhere in the state of Florida. It's a large chunk of real estate that they have outlined for that threat, and I'm sure it will narrow down as we get closer to the day. But certainly don't lose track of the forecasts and stay with us on Wednesday as we update you on that frontal passage.
All right, John. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. We invite you back again at 5 o'clock for more news and weather. Hope to see you then.